In the event of a disaster, you and your loved ones need a plan. In order to make an informed decision, you need to know your options. Hurricane season is upon us, and Polk County Emergency Management has some tips that you're going to want to hear. All the details are coming up on Polk Place. Stick around. Welcome to Polk Place. I'm Brian Lacey, and joining me in studio is Paul Womble. He is the Emergency Management Director. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Brian.
Yep, it's that time of year again. We are in the season. And by season, I don't mean Christmas. I mean hurricane. So let's start with the beginning. One thing that we always want to stress to the residents and visitors of Polk County is a lot of us have been through the drill so much that become numb to it. Talk about the reason that we always need to be prepared, whether it goes field goal wide right or wide left.
Yeah, you know, we live in paradise here. Hurricane season is 6 months out of the year. You know, we're wildfire season right now. You know, we've had fires the last few weeks. Severe weather can happen in the winter. So having some type of a plan for your family and or your business are all super important. Hopefully it never happens, but you don't want to try to figure it out on the fly if, you know, something happens with no notice. A tornado, for example. We've had those in the last few years in our history. What do you do? Where do you go? How do you communicate with your family? What do you do to keep them safe? What's your work expect of you? You know, if you have something going on, a hurricane, what are you going to do? So it's really a matter of figuring all that up front. It's not rocket science, but you need to be prepared. A lot of it's around power outages for hurricane season. You know, luckily here in Polk County, we don't have evacuation zones like the coastal counties, but you got to be self-sufficient. You know, if your home is safe, plan to stay there, have some food, have a way to prepare food for your family. How are you going to communicate? What happens if cell phones are down? How do you charge your phone if you don't have power in your house, for example? So just simple things like that to make sure you're ready. Hope you never need the plan. But it's always a good time this time of the year to dust off those plans.
Although we are in the thick of it with hurricane season, talk about prepping, especially food, water, things along that lines, and starting early with preparations.
Yeah, just, you know, get ready. What happens if you can't cook? You know, if your stove, the power's out, you don't have gas, how are you going to, prepare food for your family at home? So some canned goods, you know, some non-perishables, and a way to open them, you know, a manual can opener. Water, at least 1 gallon per person per day. And you should plan for about a week. 7 days, that's been upped. And it's really just a matter of if stores are closed, you can't get to the stores. There's a big run. You know, we saw that with the pandemic. You know, people went and buy toilet paper and all those things. So same kind of deal. If you can't go down to the store and get it, you know, start now. You know, when you go to the grocery store, go buy your normal things every week or every 2 weeks, whatever. Grab a few extra things, throw them in the cart, and that way you've got them at home. Again, hopefully you'll never need it. You won't need it this season, but if you do, you're ready.
One of the things that we've talked about is sheltering in place. Now, in the event you can't shelter in place, let's talk about a place to go, talk about making that plan. And then after that, I want to talk about our shelters within Polk County.
Yeah, so again, in Polk County, we don't have a beach. We don't have, you know, the Gulf or the Atlantic, which have evacuation zones. We do evacuate here for winds, so mobile home, RVs, manufactured home, or, you know, a structure that a strong storm or certainly a hurricane could damage. If you live in those, if that's your situation at home, or in areas that historically flood, and those are all over Polk County, have a place to go. You know, a friend, somebody from work, a church member, family member that does not have to evacuate. That should be your first choice. We don't want you to get out on the road and a lot of things, oh, well, we're going to leave early. We'll go to Atlanta or we'll go to wherever. Well, if you're going to do that, you need to leave early, and it's a gamble. You may very well end up in the path of the storm anyway. So we encourage folks to find a local option, somewhere where you're comfortable. Our shelters are in schools. We have a very close relationship with the Polk County School Board, and we use their schools. They're designed for hurricane standards. But most of those don't have emergency power. You're going to be in with a lot of people you don't know. Maybe at the last minute, you can be much more comfortable working that plan out up front, having a place that you'll be comfortable, and you won't be jammed in with a whole bunch of other people. Those shelters are to keep people alive.
And talk about the importance of A, making a plan for your pets, and then B, let's talk a little bit about our special needs shelters.
Yeah, so pets are an important part of our lives, our families. We have pet friendly. 3 of our shelters are identified as pet friendly. So domesticated animals, dogs, cats, etc. Bring their carrier, bring their food, just like you would for yourself. Bring supplies. The sheriff's office, their animal services folks help work in those shelters, and it's just another part of that plan. So again, you could make arrangements to have your pets, kenneled. If you've got pets, again, it's better to keep them in a place where they'll be more comfortable. They're not going to be around other animals. But that, pets, important part of our families, should be part of our plan.
I want to talk a little bit about our special needs. It is really a last needs as far as that goes. Talk about the importance of preparing early, because I think a lot of things that people don't realize that in the event that at a certain point, if winds become plus 30, 40 mile an hour, our emergency vehicles stop rolling. Talk a little bit about our special needs and the need to prepare.
Yeah, at some point when the winds are high, ambulances may not be able to respond. So if you wait until the last minute, if you need help, if you're medically fragile, that should be part of your plan. Don't wait. Our special needs program really is just for that. Our citizens in Polk County that need primarily electricity, they've got medical equipment on a day-to-day basis to keep them alive and well, and they need to plug in during a storm. Also, if you need transportation to even just a general population shelter. You live in a mobile home, you live alone, you don't have a family or friend that can help come and pick you up and get you to a shelter. Our special needs program will help with all of those things, but should be the last resort. We have pre-identified special needs shelters in the county that do have emergency power. But again, you're going to be in with a lot of people that you don't know, that are, a lot of people that need help. So that should be the last resort, just like all of our sheltering should be.
One of the things about this, no matter what the situation is, staying prepared, part of that staying prepared is knowing your surroundings. And we have a tool that can help our residents. We got about 30 seconds left. Talk to me a little bit about Alert Polk.
Yeah, so receiving an alert, how do you know you need to activate your emergency plan? We're going to be a hurricane, you're going to see it in the news for several days, hopefully. But no notice events or direct input from the county, our social media, county website. But Alert Polk is our emergency notification system. You can go to alertpolk.com to register. Severe weather information. The Sheriff's Office uses it, Polk County Utilities, City of Lakeland uses it for boil water and other types of no notice or very no notice events that could impact you every day.
Well, Paul, I want to thank you for coming in today, and with any luck, we'll only see you in passing in the hallways.
That will be lucky, yes.
Come back and see me again, will you please?
Thanks, Brian.
All right. Polk County Emergency Management wants you to be prepared this hurricane season. Potential threats from hurricanes include powerful winds, heavy rainfall, storm surges, coastal and inland flooding. The Atlantic hurricane season runs through November 30th. Now, it's always important to create a kit of supplies that you can take with you if you're forced to evacuate. This kit is also useful if you're able to stay at home. If you prepare your kit ahead of time, you can alleviate a lot of potential stress of a very chaotic situation. Now, if you need more information on hurricane preparedness, go to www.polk-county.net or give Polk County Emergency Management a call at 863-298-7000.